Welcome everybody. Pursuit here, playing on RimWorld Alpha 10, which was just released yesterday, which means that I have the current hotfix B version here, which I'm glad to have because they did, Tynan did change the doors back to being able to be locked, but there's several, that was the one that I really didn't like, so I'm glad it got changed. But this is the new joy system. So there's going to be a lot more things for people to do, to sky gaze, play chess, play billiards, and there's going to be, it's going to be accountable for it too, so you can't just let your people not have things to do. They changed the outfit system so that there's more, the colonists can monitor their clothing personally better if you set their outfits, so you don't have to micromanage their dressing. You can change the timetables now also to make people stay up at night or in the day and tell them when to go have fun, tell them when to work. So you can have some fun with that if you want to. I don't know how fast I'm going to get into that, but it's something that I am going to take a look at. And then there's just miscellaneous things that have been added to the game. Lots and lots of features every time. He does a great job of adding new things here. Doctors automatically rescuing colonists, hunters actually going and attacking the downed animals rather than shooting at them from miles away, and the animals can attack back. So, you know, there's lots of different stuff like that. The passion features, the available for viewing better, and just so many new things here. So I've already created a world. Now that I've spent enough time talking about it, you don't need me to tell you anymore. Let's just get playing here, or get creating, because we have to create I created the world already, but we need to make a new colony. So let's go ahead and pop in here with a new colony, and this is the joy system. So I had plenty of, I don't want to say I'm tired of all the complicated stuff, because I'm not really. It's fun to have something that's challenging, and I've played on Random Randy and challenging for one of my series, and I've done Cassandra and I've done Phoebe also, but this one's about the joy system. So I'm gonna see how much we can get into that. So I'm going to go with Phoebe Base Builder here, and we're just going to go free play. Now, free play is not creative mode, it's just really easy. It's focused on the sandbox environment. There's threats, but they're going to be extremely weak, so hopefully they won't be that difficult to deal with, and we can just have fun checking out the joy system and take a break from all the challenging attacks and battles. And to go along with that, we're going to go with Farum here, the world that I pre-created. Jump in there, and yes, I created on the old system, so let's just go ahead and say it may crash, but it probably won't. I don't think they even changed anything for this world anyways, between the first version and the B version, so it should be okay. I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the desert, because I want to make a resort on the water. There's several around here in the desert area. The growing periods, it's somewhat cold, not extremely cold. I'm thinking I'm probably going to go with like this, because it's got granite, it's got marble. It's got a decent temperature range. It's flat because we don't need a beach resort with mountains. Yes, there's pirates right here, but that really doesn't affect anything. They're just on the map. They don't really migrate over here. Not in the game now, anyways. Most of our friends are going to be up above, I think, the Outlander colonies, and they've got one way up here. The Great Crag tribes people. We've got the Hope Mountain Outlanders. We've got somebody I saw right there, the Hypnotist Valley Outlanders, and I think there's another one somewhere in here. We'll see him on the list though. Not too important. But we're gonna go ahead and pick a flat area. May or may not be a problem with the growing. Not the hottest it could be. Probably enough that people won't need to wear coats probably any time of the year. We'll see how that goes though. So let's go ahead. I'm going to leave it at the 250 by 250 medium because it seems to be plenty large enough for playing, and the larger you make it, the harder it takes to load things and keep it going. And anybody who's curious, it has the seed number right here, Q5VI, if you want to end up with the same map. So let's go ahead and select this site. And here's the hard part, the colonists. Not exactly my favorite part of the game, trying to pick them, but it's important because you want to get something good to start with. Right now, looking at this, I'm saying, I don't want a pessimist to start off my colony. Let's just look who it shows us, though. We've got a surgeon here who just barely got a med school, looks like. He knows what he's doing, but he's not passionate about it either. He's really high on the social. He will not mine, which we're going to be on the beach, so we're not going to need a lot of mining done. He's incapable of none. He's a psychopath. He doesn't mind. Others are butchered, or left unburied, imprisoned, or sold. So, you know, he's sanguine also. He might actually be nice to have. The only thing he can't do here is mine. Oh, he can't do construction either. Ooh. Oh, that might be bad at the beginning. But we can have you... we need a doctor. We can have you do crafting and socializing. Construction at the beginning is really important. And you're not very good at growing either, so I don't know what you are to us at the beginning, but let's see what else we have. We got Grumpy here, the herbalist. And it talks about what their backstories are and stuff in these areas, but I'm not really going to go through them. It just tells why they have the bonuses that they have and gives little backstories of who they are. So, Grumpy is actually a female, Mindy Grumpy, and I don't know why she's grumpy. Look, she's not very social. Is that why you're telling us she's grumpy? But she is good with medicine. Heck, we don't need a doctor. We've got a Mindy here who is, probably because of Underworld, Herb World Urchin. Probably the urchin thing, yeah. Dark, unwanted research reaches of such a place as the cityscapes. So maybe that's why she's grumpy. She didn't have it the best off as a child. I'm not really too interested in the melee, but the whole cooking and medicine, that sounds like a great combination for somebody to have inside and growing. So sticking around at home, Grumpy, I think we'll give you a new name, Grumpy. You know what? We're not going to call you Grumpy. We're just going to call you Mindy because we don't need to call you Grumpy. We don't even know you. We're not going to give you a bad name. But I think we're going to keep her. These other two, knowing that I don't need a doctor because Mindy's going to be a good doctor and herbalist and all those things put together. So let's get rid of Kenneth the surgeon. And so Mindy wasn't good at construction, but Constantine, we'll give him a shortened name here eventually, I think. I might call him Willis. But let me see. Frightened child, Ludeite rebel, incapable of scary and crafting. So scary does not mean shooting. Scary means firefighting, which we could probably be okay with. Neurotic, 5% on the mental break threshold. Hard worker, green thumb, not capable of research. Do we have a researcher yet? We do not have a researcher yet. None of these guys. It would be nice to have somebody that starts to go with research because that's another hard thing to get going. I'm really not feeling it. That whole name's throwing me off too. So let's go with someone else. Ray gun. Oh, ray gun. I had ray gun before in another one. Slowpoke and volatile. Now, was not volatile before. Was new to when last time I had him. So nope. Psychopath, psychic sensitivity. Nope. Let's try and get through these faster. Lazy, masochist, pessimist. No. Bloodlust, too smart. Too smart, great for research. But incapable of a lot of the things we need early on. So nope. Hopefully we can pick up a research earlier. Oh, this is looking interesting. Nope. Nope. Do not want. This is my Fun Time Utopia, my joy playthrough. We're not going to have people ruining my day. At least not to start with. Lazy. I can deal with lazy. Lazy's good at a summer resort, but incapable of construction. Good at crafting, medicine, art, shooting, melee, social. That would be nice to have some social. Okay with growing. We don't have to have everybody doing construction. Not incapable of construction, just doesn't like it. Lazy, slowpoke, heat tolerant. Heat tolerant, that's good. 54. Which may cause other problems. So, nope. So, I should look at a few things here I want to get out of it really fast. Now, okay, heat tolerant, optimist. Let's just keep going until I find something that I really, really want. I don't want anybody. 41 is probably the peak limit that I want to have people, because I don't want them having problems. This one, steadfast and optimist, are probably fine. Helps offset. Princess, you, you go. You know what? I'm not feeling these people. I may just come back once I figure it out and tell you which ones I chose. Matter of fact, I think I will, because this is getting a little insane here. Okay, welcome back. I've figured out which colonists I would like to use. I kept Mindy. That's one of the first ones that I looked at and said she'd be fairly decent. And I went also with Catherine and Sir Eric Watts. And there was several factors that went into who I decided here. Part of what I chose was the age group. I looked for people who were under 40, trying to avoid getting any kind of bad effects from life lived that would have problematic effects on their usefulness. And I might not miss it by doing that, but that was one of the things I took into account. I tried to make sure nobody was incapable of hauling, and actually ended up incapable of none on them, which was really not my goal, but it kind of just happened that way. I would like to have people able to haul is the main thing, because there's a lot of hauling that goes on at the beginning. We've got a strong grower here in Mindy, so should be good for that. Get us some food early on. We've got some researching from Sir and Catherine. They're both really high. We've got mining. It was not a problem here. Mining is really poor on these guys. Matter of fact, 3 is the highest one I have for mining on Mindy, but we're doing it on a planet that has fairly flat. So we're not going to be doing a lot of mining. We're going to be doing more construction. And yes, construction was poor. But we can stay outside a lot, I think. We'll probably be okay. We don't have to hide from maybe the heat we have to hide from, but it's not going to get too cold, so shouldn't be a problem in the long run. We've got social is not really that good on any of these guys either. Catherine has a little bit, not much. Cooking, kind of low right now, so I hope we don't have a lot of problems, but Mindy should level up pretty quickly. Also, I don't think we have any good shooters. Well, Sir's okay with the shooting. Medicine, we've got a couple of good doctors, which is really important if you want to prevent people from getting injured. So we've got Catherine, Sir, and actually, oh, I didn't realize I actually got good doctors all the way across. No one lower than an 8. So that's going to be really nice to have. So if we get injured, hopefully we can get fixed up fast again. Artistic, both these guys are passive for artistic. You're just kind of whatever. So maybe later on we can make some money off of art. And crafting, really low on that. So really construction and crafting and mining are all really low on these guys, which and cooking's not that good either. Which, you know, you have 3 colonists, it's hard to get what you really want. So we've got several things here from the bonuses, from the backstories. Some of them are negative. Construction, of course, and mining, which, like I said, we don't care about that one. We've got a plus for the shooting on him for his military stuff, but again, we got construction problems, and he's not melee, and I'm not a fan of melee anyways that much. And no social. Hopefully they don't mind the socialing, and they like playing around and creating joy in other ways. So I was just kind of scanning over there so you could if you can pause fast enough, you can look at it. Most of these guys are not fans of social stuff, so hopefully they have fun in other ways. But I like what I've got here. I changed Mindy. She was Mindy Grumpy, and I don't know why it was Grumpy, but we got rid of Grumpy. We got Catherine and Sir and Mindy now. So let's jump in here and start the world up. It'll take a minute to generate the map, and then we'll take a look and see how it's actually set up. And like usual, the three of you wake up from crypto sleep, sarcophagi, a sound of sirens, ripping metal. You're barely able to escape the pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown rim world. As pieces of shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Yes, we will make plans to survive. And at the beginning here, it's going to be kind of slow, so you know what? Kind of like with the creating of the colonists, if you want to skip ahead, you don't really like this part, don't feel bad about that. If you don't like it, don't watch this part, but hopefully you like the rest of the video. So let's go ahead and let them land here, and I will pause it because we're going to look around the map a little and see what's available for us to get out here. So we've landed on the ground there. We've got a few different things we can look at here. What I am going to do first is save in case the game decides to screw up on me and crash. Whatever other myriad things might happen. And we'll just put in here Sir if I can spell, I can't. Mindy and Catherine. I went for shortest to longest names because that's how my brain works. So let's save that. Get back in the game. Just take a look around, and this is what I was hoping for. I looked at another one that had a coastal region, so nobody can enter in from this side, but we can do something with the beach line here, which is a little bit cluttered, but I think you're probably going to end up with clutter on any of them. So we got a couple of different of these steam geysers here on the beach too, which we'll have to find a way to hide them. We got 3 steam geysers up here, which may make this an optimal place. You don't have steam geysers right now at the beginning of the game anymore. You have to research for that, but that might be an optimal place to get close to anyways, because of that power source being fairly stable. You know, besides solar flares, you should have a pretty good time. And the animals we're looking at here on this map, we have the dromedary, which, you know, looks like your camel slash, you know, your desert animal. And I know there's other animals here. There's probably iguana. What's this? Oh, some mega scarabs. I gotta be careful of those. Those will hurt you. I think they will not do anything though if you leave them alone. So we just gotta pay attention. If we want to kill a mega scarab, we got to pay attention to why we're killing it. We leave them alone, hope they'll leave us alone. I think there is some iguana around here also. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's an iguana here. What else? I don't see anything else. The main thing I was trying to prevent was getting boom rats. I hate those things. It makes it rain all the time when you're killing them. I think we'll probably have other stuff wandering in, like probably some, maybe some rhino we might get? I don't know. I didn't look into it all that much. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get boom rats. And the rest of it's kind of up for grabs. So, we got a couple places here that look like would be a good start for us. You could build wall off right here. You can't do it right there because that's shallow water, but we can put a wall right here and that'll close that off. Which might be a really good place to start off because we are safe from that side and they can't come around this way. Oh, they can. Shallow. It's only shallow, but still. Maybe make a prison out of one of these. We've got a couple walled off things up here. Who knows what they have hiding in them. I like to get to those early rather than later. And I doubt this has anything in it. It's just sandstone. It's probably just a walled off area. So actually I'm kind of happy about having these here. Set up our little beginning offices area and whatnot. So where would we do some cropping? Plant some stuff. Up here may be a good place to put some crops. This might be a better prison over here if we do that. Something a little more centralized for them to walk to and from. Yeah, this we'll make into our first area. So let's go ahead and throw down some beds in here. And nobody here is good at construction, so we don't want to sleep outdoors, but we want to get, oh look, elk hide armchair. No usable material, so apparently I can't tell them to make it out of anything else just yet. I wanted to see if there was other stuff to build out of, but it won't let me. So we've got the beds there we want to make into something. How much? We've got a lot of stuff just sitting out here. We should free it all up so they can actually move it. And oh, the wood over here too. So we got all that stuff we can get at. Oh, right next to some more meals too. I don't think that was intended to be right next to us. One of these wasn't, so that's good. Good for us. We got plenty of food to eat. We've got some agave here. We've got cactus here. Probably don't need a really, you know, this might be enough for some starting garden area. We don't need a whole lot of stuff to grow with at the beginning, I don't think. So we'll kind of just have to work at it and see what we get. Let's go ahead and put a basic stockpile down. Something that they can drag everything into, and we'll just kind of slap it down here. 10 by 10 sounds fairly decent. Not really next to anything, not really far away from anything. And I think everything is allowed in here except for chunks and corpses. So yeah, chunks and corpses we will put somewhere else. Normal priority is good for now. Let's go ahead and put a dumping pile for chunks and corpses a little bit farther away from us so we don't have to look at it all the time. Probably like right over here. Let's just go 10 by 10 so it's the same size as the other one. I don't really care about it that much, but it is going to be for chunks and corpses, which they might have put our animals there to begin with before we get somewhere to cook stuff, which is going to be another thing we need to think about, where we're going to cook. We're going to live in here. We're probably going to cook in here too. We're going to need somewhere to put prisoners, which is probably going to be over there, but I'm not certain. What else do we need to get set up? We need to have some kind of power source, which I was saying those will be good for later power sources, but we need something to begin with to help us get started. So we're going to try to make sure that we survive here again. We want a wind turbine, and we don't want to ruin our beach view. So let's put our wind turbine a little bit away, not too far. Let's put a solar panel down first. Let's just slap one down right around here. Something to get us some power to initially get started. We're not good at construction, so we're most likely going to need to multi-purpose some stuff here. Let's go ahead and put one right there. If I decide I can move it somewhere else. Kind of curious what's going to be in those. Those might be a good place to get some stuff going too. So, beachfront, have some fun here. Got going to run low on wood probably really quickly. We don't have a lot of brick. We don't have a lot to do mining with. I would like to just clear out everything, but I don't think you can clear out stuff without it falling on your head in certain places, so we'll have to be careful there. Might be able to clear this whole thing out, who knows. Maybe leave one little spot so nothing falls on us. So we've got that going. Production. You can do these butcher tables out of wood now. How much wood do we have? Yeah. Stone cutting. We're going to be cutting down a lot of these walls here to get some stones, I think. So we're going to put a butcher table. Let's just start off by putting a butcher table just outside the building here. Right there looks good. We might even make this into a kitchen over here, so who knows. So let's put that down. Let's put in a small growing zone in front of our building. Growing zone, not to be mistaken for stockpile. And I'm going to start with a fairly small one. Just enough to start bringing us into food, and we can adjust as we go. So let's just go with the default of potato. We could select a whole bunch of other things, but potatoes grow pretty fast. They're fairly hardy. They're let's see, growing time about 5 days. So let's just go with that. See what happens. We can adjust as we need to. We've got the beds in there. We should tell them to put in some walls because people do not like sleeping outside. So wood seems to be our only material we can access right now, unless we tear down some walls. How much is this? This is like... Let's tell them to go ahead and deconstruct this. This would be a good use of some early materials. This one and this one should give us enough to get started building some stuff, and if we need, we can do some more somewhere else. So I think we're pretty good here. Put a door on this so we can start calling it our building. Wood door is probably fine, and this material here is granite. Let's put 2 wood doors, one on each side, and we will do a granite wall in the back because we don't need access from everywhere. Apparently we can't choose that yet though because it's not in our inventory. And this thing, I want to get this thing up and usable too. So what is this one made out of? This one's made out of slate probably. Yes it is. And this one's granite and limestone. So there's not a lot of stuff we can produce at this moment. Just basically we need somewhere to do some cooking, which I didn't set yet either. We got this going in. Cooking. I'm gonna start cooking in here. I'm probably gonna end up moving it somewhere else. But let's put a cook stove right here. Probably right there because I can put something up against this wall too. And yes, it's gonna be a little cramped, but it should be fine. Let's do that. And what else do we need here? We don't need... We got the butcher table outside. Oh. What did I make the cook stove out of? Oh, you have to make it out of metal. Okay. That's fine. And the research table. Do we have room for a research table in there? I don't think we do. We could if we move the beds, possibly. We could put the research table right there. Put the beds along here to start with. We're going to make their own bedrooms eventually anyways, so that would give us somewhere to eat too. We could put some chairs on that too. So yeah, luckily these take absolutely nothing to build and construct, so let's throw a research table in there too. Wood research table right here. We'll throw down the furniture for the sleeping. 1, 2, 3, and they don't care if they walk across it. It's not a problem. I don't think it messes up your walking speed. No, it doesn't. They'll just get trampled on as they go in and out. No, they won't. And let's go ahead and tell them to put in a couple of wooden chairs, so at least 2 people can sit down at a time. You know what? Let's just do 3. We've got 3 people. Let's do 3 chairs. We're doing the wooden stools right now because they're a lot cheaper to build than the stairs are. The stairs cost 80, and the stools only cost 15. So let's see. We've got eating, we've got research, we've got beds, we've got a butcher table, we've got cooking, we've got power, which needs connection for the stove. So let's just run right over. Doesn't need to connect directly. That's probably close enough. We'll have to see. We've got power for that. We've got what else do we need here? Oh, we need a battery. Batteries are ugly, so you don't want to see them. But I don't want them out in the open either. And I don't really need a battery right now. We will figure out somewhere to put a battery as we go along. What else are we not producing? We don't need the nutrient paste. We're going to have some cooking going on. Lousy cooking as it may be. But cooking just the same. We'll need a trade beacon, which we should just start with this as a trade beacon, huh? I don't want it right next to the door. I would actually prefer it to be a little bit away. That actually looks good. We'll adjust that corner there as we need to. It's kind of, what, those 3 spots? These 3 right here. So let's go ahead and just knock those off. I don't want to make it confusing for these guys, so let's well, does that work? Like that? Is that what I'm looking at? Right here? Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be it. If I move down 1. Okay, and we'll fill in the rest of it after we get that in. We'll look and see where it is. So that's set up. We need a comm station here also for trading. We are way squished in here now. There's not room for a comm station in there. We're not going to be able to buy and trade anything very soon anyway, so I don't see any way we could fit. Well, no, actually I do see a way we could fit some in there. We are doing it. We are doing all of it. See, this is what I like to plan beforehand. Put a comm station in. We can put it right there. That is perfect. And the cook station can go. Yeah, we're gonna live in this little tiny room the entire game. We're all gonna hate it. No, it's not gonna be that bad. We will put it right here. I think we'll be fine. We could block off this door if we wanted to. Just make him use the other door. Or we could block off this door. Cook stove. Oh, it's a little tight in there. Yep, it is. It's okay though. Let's put it right there. Thanks for watching, everybody. At this point, I had to stop because the game was kicked out and I went to the desktop because my graphics card wanted to update. Go figure. I didn't want to, but it wanted to. So I'm just going to cut it here and pick up next time. We got a pretty good long episode here anyway. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Leave me some comments as to what you thought about how it went and what we might do in the future here. And subscribe for future content. And I will see you in the next one. Now get on with your pursuit.